Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Media News. The headlines. LUS differs with ECZ over BOWMAN LUSAMBO and Joe MALANJI'S eligibility to recontest their seats. Displaced Liteta residents by Chinese investor seek government intervention. Join me with the details after this commercial.
The Zambia Statistics Agency will this year conduct the 2021 census across the country. The census aims to count people in households, rural and urban, hospitals, military, police and correctional facilities. This numbering will extend to hotels, farms, as well as high-density areas with different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities. Everyone counts. This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency.
The First League season is here. It brings new teams and players on the scene. Among the new entrants on the block are the amazing Born for Greatness, Camnet Stars Football Club. Camnet Stars will this Saturday, 27th August 2022, face the Super Eagles of Bowleni at Margaret Mwanakato Ground in Bowleni. Time 15 hours. Remember, this Saturday, make it a point to come, watch and support Camnet Stars Football Club, the champions of today and tomorrow. Camnet Stars, popularly known as the local national team, a team born for greatness. See you there.
And now the media news in detail. Unknown people have vandalized an ablution block built by traders at LUSAMBO's South Market, walking away with equipment worth more than 2,000 kwacha. The act has angered the traders who feel the local authority has failed to provide security to the market as well as connect water and electricity.
Over 800 shops at LUSAMBO's South Market have remained white elephants after being abandoned by owners due to lack of water, electricity and security at the market. In an attempt to bring life to the market, traders contributed resources and built this ablution block, but due to delays by the local authority to connect electricity and water as well as provide security to the market, some unknown people have now vandalized the ablution block.
The government, the council, from now on, it is now ask the council who take up this project. But despite the record that I give them, now the things have now come. They have broken the trade and stolen now our things to import with our own money. So we are appealing to the council if they can help us to come and finish this quickly, as soon as possible.
And some traders spoken to are angered by the development and now wants the local authority to look into the issue with the urgency it deserves.
So manje tipempako security, pempako na manzi na matoilet yaseguliwe na shelter. Titi nkale mukati mwa shelter.
Because the market, we have been running this market for a long time, but it seems things are not going well. So we're appealing if they can come out through our councillor to be assisted with what we are appealing to.
Bakanso kudia batuletere kofie kama gate ba security kuchile fintu vyonse kuno fibe bwino n'amasheho tokwewa chabaleshitisha baleka kumuchintererwe tabale umva kasubasanga.
Meanwhile, Kamwala Ward 5 Councillor Mainda Simata, who inspected the market, says he has applied for resources under the Constituency Development Fund CDF to have water and electricity connected to the market, and has since appealed to the Ministry of Local Government to expedite the process of releasing the funds.
Proposed for the installation of water facilities and the borehole, as well as bringing up the security gates around, as well as the construction of a market shade. When that is done, I think the market will have all the facilities that are necessary for people to trade from here. Then we are going to see a boost in activity in this market. But for as long as there is no security, there is no water, there is no sewerage, there is no market master or any form of administration, these things will continue to happen, and it's a loss for us as a community.
The traders now await on the authority to urgently come to their rescue before a life can be lost due to trading along the roadside. Prudence Chota reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has announced that it will not accept nominations of former Kabushi Member of Parliament BOWMAN LUSAMBO and former Kwacha Member of Parliament Joseph Malanji in the nominations scheduled for the 15th of September parliamentary by-elections. In a statement issued to Camnet TV, ECZ says the two are not eligible to recontest according to the Constitution following the nullification of their elections.
After being confident of recontesting in the Kabushi and Kwacha constituency by-elections following the nullification of their elections, it seems luck is not on the side of former Kabushi Member of Parliament BOWMAN LUSAMBO and his counterpart former Kwacha Member of Parliament Joseph Malanji. The Electoral Commission of Zambia has announced that it will not accept their nominations scheduled for tomorrow, the 25th of August 2022, on ground that they are not eligible to recontest following the decision by the Constitutional Court to uphold the lower court's decision to nullify their elections as members of Parliament, respectively. In a statement released to Camnet, ECZ states that this is in line with Article 72(4) of the Constitution of Zambia Amended Act No. 2 of 2016. However, this statement has not sat well with the Opposition Patriotic Front, who have already adopted the two candidates. PF Information and Publicity Chairperson Raphael Nakachinda says the released statement by the Commission is an embarrassment.
The statement from ECZ, first of all, it is bad at law. Two, they don't even have the locus standi to make declarations as indicated in that particular statement. The ECZ is not a court. It has no mandate or indeed authority to interpret the law and even come up with a position. The role of the ECZ is basically to scrutinize the documents as prescribed in the Constitution, which are required for somebody to be eligible to contest.
The outspoken politician has on several occasions alleged that there was a plot to block the two candidates from recontesting in the by-elections.
The UPND through the ECZ, particularly that statement, they are treading on dangerous grounds. If the ECZ insists on such maneuvers, they are actually attempting to touch this country and put it on fire. Because you can't play with the emotions of people, as charged as it is in Kabushi, as charged as it is in Kwacha.
Meanwhile, according to a statement released by the Law Association of Zambia, it states that the two candidates were never disqualified from recontesting in the by-elections by the Constitutional Court. The Electoral Commission of Zambia set the 15th of September 2022 for the by-elections. Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Constitutional Court has dismissed a motion made by losing Lumezi candidate Zelipa Chasula, which was asking the court not to allow independent Member of Parliament Munia Zulu file his heads of arguments out of time in the Lumezi parliamentary petition.
The Lumezi parliamentary petition is still being heard before the Constitutional Court, with the court Wednesday morning dismissing the motion in opposition that was earlier made to Lumezi Independent Member of Parliament Munia Zulu's application for review of the court's ruling not to allow him file arguments out of time. The Constitutional Court has quashed the motion by losing independent candidate in the 12 August 2021 general election, Zelipa Chisolo, on ground that she has raised arguments similar to the ones in the affidavit before court, adding that if such an application is entertained, it would amount to wastage of the court's time. The court has also urged parties to avoid raising arguments that have potential to delay the delivery of the judgment in the case. In the dismissed motion, Ms. Chisolo contended that the Constitutional Court, like the Supreme Court, cannot review its decision unless exceptional circumstances. But the Lumezi lawmaker cited Article 118, Sub-Article 2, contending that justice must be administered without undue regard to procedural technicalities. In this case, Ms. Chisolo has appealed against the Chipata High Court decision to uphold the election of Mr. Munia Zulu as Lumezi independent candidate. Meanwhile, the Constitutional Court has set the 29th of August 2022 as date for hearing of Mr. Munia Zulu's application on whether or not its decision not to grant him leave to file heads of argument out of time in the Lumezi parliamentary petition pending judgment. Earlier on the 20th of May 2022, the Constitutional Court had declined Mr. Zulu's application to file heads of argument out of time and was scheduled July 29th, 2022 for judgment in the petition's appeal case. Miriam Kaimba reporting for Camnet TV News.
In other news, some village headmen and residents of Kakuma Ward in Chief Liteta area of Chivombo District Central Province Wednesday protested at Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources seeking the minister's intervention in a matter where some Chinese investors have taken over their animal grazing land. Linam Chimwe, an affected villager, says the Chinese investors have also dug a drainage in the wetland, leaving them with no place to farm and grow vegetables.
24th of August 2020, villagers in Kakoma Ward of Chief Liteta in Chisamba District of Central Province protested against the decision taken by some traditional leadership in the area to give over 8,000 hectares of land to some Chinese investors. The land in question is said to be occupied by 10,000 families from 12 headmen who have now lost a place they call home, and their animals now have no land to graze from. Fast forward to 2020, the villagers have not received any help from the government, and the only thing that they receive are threats and tear gas from the police hired by the Chinese investors. The villagers Wednesday sought the attention of the lands minister, Elijah Mchima.
When was that? Last week. Last week. That's why petition for the time. The policemen started throwing the tear gas. Who was complaining? This. We may be also behaving in a bad manner. If I throw tear gas here, if I order the policemen to come here, you must behave well. Also, even Kumusikuja, don't be riotous.
And those spoken to expressed disappointment in the manner in which they have been treated by the Chinese nationals, who they say have now taken over their wetland, leaving them with no place to take their animals as well as do farming activities.
Balimba drainage okusenda amabala yonse. So if we twalibe kushabalandira ati opwali edimani nombali ne watu shitisha ekicha amabala. So ndefwa ati ba minister bakati wipushireko uyo edimani washitisha tabatwebeleshina nomba tulefwa ati ba minister bakabepushe washitishe nombali ne ekicha amabala.
Apengekana alimu ama Chinese. Swebo turachana nkusumukati mubulimi. Ono na miunda ma Chinese batuchayanisha nkusushamana tulichiteba na bachikoro banji abombo tutokwisha kama baba ali mu arushibo abana banshiwa bonse tulichite machechi wonse baranda kwabika mukati tatopa ira wakabo angelewa
Kristu avundira ati temwa umunove ngefyo waitemwa wemwine nomba umuntu ngaisa akufumya pupa epo wikala epo urelira epo urelishisha n'abana n'efite okafyonse batamfya. Is it a Christian nation?
And in responding to their cries, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources Elijah has assured that he will Thursday, 25th August 2022, visit Liteta and engage the said Chinese nationals to see how best they can come to terms with the villagers.
Visiting them, I want also to talk to those investors. Zema put the recommendations, but they have abrogated some of those Zema recommendations. They have to live within the law, failure to which that land will return to the people.
Zambia recognizes two types of land tenure, which is customary and leasehold tenure. Customary land is protected by traditional leaders, also known as chiefs, who are only guaranteed to give up to slightly above 250 hectares of land, but the case is different for these people of Liteta, who have now been displaced from the only place they call home due to the so-called investors. The question that is now left is who is benefiting from the investment if the local people do not even have a place to take their animals for grazing.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. LUS differs with ECZ over BOWMAN LUSAMBO and John MALANJI'S eligibility to recontest their seats. Displaced Liteta residents by Chinese investor seek government intervention. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Muzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon.